Hey YouTube, there will be some background noise. It looks like the neighbor's working on his fence. And I am going to try and I'm going to change the back tire. On this today. So you're gonna need a pair of side cutters to cut your zip ties. I for some reason I've got two and one of them really isn't doing nothing. Oh, I guess it's holding to this wire here for the for the tail light. What the heck is that for? Disconnect that. First disconnect the motor. We're going to loosen this side up first. It's an 18 millimeter wrench. Oh, kind of loose. So this chain protector, I don't know if it protects anything. So that's all you need to do on this side. And on the other side, it's just another 18 millimeter nut and a couple of washers. So you have your cap. Take that off and set it off to the side. You're gonna need I believe it's 4 millimeter. Okay. At this point, you're gonna want to be holding this wheel, at least have some control of it. You don't want it to just. You want to be shifted into your 7th gear, and you need to take this out completely. Now these wheels tend to fit fairly tight, but they still will fall out. There's two axle retainers on each side. You don't need to take the axle nuts off completely. You can leave them on there. And so be it. Now I need to grab a greasy rag. Just should have had that handy too. And we're going to put our bolts with our little cap right there. Take this off. Turn it towards me a little bit. Well, we can't hit that. We don't really want to lay this down on that side either, on either side for that matter. So now we've got this off, and we're going to change the tire. The tire's got a little tread on it, but I'm going to tell you, out on the trail, it doesn't have enough. So we need to spin it around and take this off. This with the rest of our parts. Box elder bugs aren't quite so bad today, but they're still out there. We're going to see if this fits on the touring stand. Come on. I wish I had a valve core remover, but I don't. Yeah, probably in the next few days I'm also going to do the brake test. Now, it's not really a fair test uh, between the bikes because of the weight difference and the Trek. The Trek is, of course, not going to really be fair because the contact patch of the tires. So I think that's enough, and I don't think I'm going to need a tire and iron for this because I think it'll come right off. So I'll pick the camera up here in a little bit, and down at the other end. So take the tire off. We'll just let it rest on there. Take the tube out and let some more air out of it. This is not an original inner tube, I don't think. On the back tire I had a flat tire, but it says it's a Chow Yang yet. It says it goes from 4 to 4.9, so it's a big tube. So let me go set this over here first. Back does not fit on the trim, not at all. So I didn't move you because it just doesn't fit. The arms don't open up wide enough on the trim stand for this. So the cassette really don't. I mean, the freewheel doesn't really need cleaning. I could service the motor now, but from what I think I need a special tool to get these screws out, because everybody I've seen do it has had problems with getting the screws out. So I want an impact screw remover to do it with. So I'm not going to mess with the tire today, or that today. But according to what I got told by Lectric, the motor is sealed for life. When the planetary gears fail, then you can go in and replace those. They said it should not be lubricated in between, but they want to sell parts. They want to sell bikes. Most of you people would just say to hell with it after it stops working, and or the heck with it, I shouldn't say that word, and just go ahead and buy gotta make sure we got the tire orientated towards the right direction, and we need to make sure we have the valve port in the right spot. Where is my valve port? There. And then we'll put the tire on. I don't really think there's a direction on these tires. They're not marked as such. So I think I've still got too air pressure in the tire. I mean in the inner tube. Because I shouldn't be struggling like this. So let's take it off. The bike is fairly, chain is clean, because I think I changed it not too long ago. I was looking at one of my other pedal bikes to see if it had a better derailleur on it, but unfortunately it's got the same derailleur, the exact same thing, it's just in silver. So this derailleur design, other than they made it look a little fancier, is from the 80s and 70s. As a matter of fact, the bike that I had from 1976 had the same derailleur design, but it was, back then, was Shimano's top quality derailleur. It was a Dura-Ace derailleur, but it basically looked like this. Same technology. So Shimano typically moves the technology down the product line as it develops, and that's how they do it. So it's made its way down the product line. And make my head in the way. So I just need to go around, push this back on. Look how tight, loose it fits. It is not, it won't fit very well. Now I probably have too much pressure out of the tire. So somewhere around here I have this thingy here. Let's go around, make sure the valve core straight. Pull the valve core down. I'm going to put maybe 5 pounds, 10 pounds of pressure in there. We're going to check the tire, make sure it's all seated right, squeezing it. You can pull it whichever direction it needs to be pulled. You're looking to see, to make sure you don't have no pinch spots on it, because a lot of times you'll pinch the inner tube in there. So, but this looks good. So we're going to wipe some grease off some stuff. Just generally try to keep the bike from making me dirty instead of the other way around. So here's the fun part, is putting it back on. So now let's see, you have a torque washer here that keeps the wheel from the axle from turning on both sides. So you have to line those up. So you need to grab your wheel, look at your dropout, and get at least one side lined up, and then have your screw for your retainer. This right here needs to be, I hope you can see me. Let me lean this up there. Make sure you guys can see what I'm doing. Oh, you can't even see. Okay. Okay. Let's zoom in a little bit. So, none of that from you. So, if I'm looking at my dropout, I'm looking at that. Okay, let me wait until that stops making the way. So get our torque these lined up with the dropouts before we even start. That way we have a reference. And then we're going to need our 4mm screws. Now let's see if we're going to have a conversation here. Okay, let me just do it. You guys can watch. So first thing we need to do is we need to get the chain. Chain right. Oh man. My chain a little closer. I'm going to wait for these people to leave. Now you can make it a little easier by dropping it off the front sprocket. So we did that because there's a lot of tension there. Like that. On. And are we lined up? Nope. So we need to go right there. So we come on up. Are we lined up? Nope. So we need to turn until we're lined up. Okay. This is no fun. And I should have had that in my hand. Well, we're going to let it sit there for a minute. This is, with my hands, this just plain simple sucks. Trying to get all this stuff lined up. Sometimes it's easier to do with the bike upside down, but I don't feel like scratching crap up to do it that way. And chain wasn't quite right. So, enough rest. So we got that on for now. And you probably have to readjust your brakes and all that goody. But right now I need my 4mm screw, and I need to not drop it. I took my Allen wrench. Do you guys see it? I don't see it. Yeah, we'll just do it without it. Be able to see where it is. I really need the Allen wrench. Is that it over there? Maybe. Yep. We're not going to tighten the 4mm back up. We're just going to loosen it leave it loose for now. And bring you guys a little closer. So we got to loosen this back up. Put our protector back on. Now, we want this wire going out this way. We want this spring and this piece of rubber all the way down. Oh, the bugs are driving me crazy lately. Allergies, bugs, whatever. So I don't know if you can see or not. I'm holding the wheel up because those retainers will only keep the wheel from falling off. They're not really meant to do the majority of the holding. Okay, so now the spring, put this, it ain't nearly tight enough. I don't. Mine does not seem to stay on very good, this little cap. Everything's a hammer until it's not. I wouldn't actually use a hammer on this. So Now there's two lines on these connectors. I'm looking. I don't have great light out here, so. Take these glasses off. I think they're a little too dark. I didn't bring my regular glasses out here. Right there. So we're looking for the line on the other side, trying to get it in the sunlight. That line is where in the heck did it go? Right there. So it goes lined up with the two arrows. And then we'll check and see, make sure it's gonna work. If you don't have it plugged in, you'll get right. You'll get an error in it. The tire is not very round right now, but likewise it hasn't been aired up all the way. So at this point we can tighten up our 4mm Allen screw. Now just remember, these are going into aluminum. Don't go overboard. There. Now we got it on all the way. So you have a zip tie point somewhere around here. It used to be, I thought there was one. It's zip tied up front there, but there really isn't a place to zip tie. Oh, there it goes. I knew it was somewhere around here. So we're going to bring this you still got to tighten up the other side and check the, we're going to check the brake before we tighten it up to see if we need to adjust the wheel any. Now keep in mind, you do not want to wrap your derailleur cable housing around with this stuff. So we're just trying to zip tie these two pieces, your tail light and your bike cable, your motor cable. So what we want to do is we want to take all the slack out and move it back here so that this is a gradual loop and not a sharp loop. It'll preserve your wires for a lot longer if it's and that's how it's done there. I don't know why I had another zip tie up there. Wasn't really doing much, it was just loose. don't need to be real tight anyway. Brake's fine, not broken at all. So, but it may after we tighten it up. Let's go over here. Probably can't see anyway. So now we're going to tighten up this one first, and then we'll tighten up the 4mm one last. Oh, check it again. I don't know. I don't think it's really rubbing. I'm just going to tighten up that 4mm real quick and then put the cap back on it. See, the cap on this one's already fallen off. It just doesn't stay on there that well. Ouch. Got shocked. Watch when you're doing work on your bike. I zap myself. It's my nylon pants and shoes. Okay. Get grease your hand, grease your fingers. Rubbing a little bit. Not enough to mess with. Now, you need to put some more air in the tire because it is not seated very well. I keep this cheap inflator that I got. Much better. The tire's a little out of round still. Yeah, I think we'll let the air out and do it again. Too much pressure. you know, and it could be that literally it is going to be what it is as far as how it sits on the rim, because it looks like it's pretty even. Much better. Much better. Put the valve core back on. So, I was saying that it was much better. Let's see if you guys can see the difference. And that is it. It is maybe that's why whenever anybody tells me they got their wheel trued, that they did it on the bike because of how wide the rear hub is. Most bike shops are not going to have equipment to true motorcycle sized wheels. They're going to have wheel size. They can do fat tire bikes, but most of the fat tire bikes are not this wide, but you have a lot going on in this rear hub with the motor in the middle. It's already pretty wide. Now, I said that this in the past looked like a Bafang hub, and it very well might be, but it also could be a truck run hub, since they already have a relationship with truck run on the X Premium. I'm wondering. So our maintenance is done for the bike for the year. We don't need brake pads because they don't have enough miles on them to even look at. Pedals, I need to replace the pedals on my Trek. I'm going to probably buy these in Lee's. They seem to be fairly decent qualities, and the fact that they're serviceable. Tear them apart and re-grease them if you want to. So the bike looks like it did almost brand new, except for a few scratches and dings here and there. Still working on the stem. I think I have a solution for it to bring the stem closer for Karen. Turn Bicycles makes a double stem, and the only thing I need to figure out is I need a bar to put in the center of this one. So up there we need to replace the handlebar with a straight piece, and then the turn is a double barred stem that goes on that bar, and you can have it any direction you want it. Now, the reason you won't see me turning the stem around and facing it backwards is it's not designed for that. So when you push on the handlebars now, it pushes against something solid, but when you turn those around, you're pulling against that pin on the pivot. You put more pressure on that pin, and then you start running into problems. I have seen 2 or 3 bikes with broken stems already, either directly or in the forums that follow my channel. I've had people contact me and say, I broke my stem, what do I do now? Well, you can buy those stems online. You can buy them on Amazon for about 40 bucks. So we're not going to modify this stem. We're going to buy the straight bar to hook the bar to. Turn Bicycle sells both of them. It's going to be a little spendy, about 80 bucks. You buy the straight bar that goes in the clamp there, and then you buy the turn bars, and then I'm not sure what size handlebars it fits. You may have to upgrade the handlebars. Now you can find handlebars that are 7/8 or 22 millimeter out at the end and 31.8 millimeters in the center. My Trek is that way. It's 31/8 in the center clamp and 22.2 out at the bar ends. So that's not a problem. But it'll move Karen's handlebars 4 inches closer to her body if she needs the full 4 inches. I don't think so. I think she needs 2, so we'll be able to tilt the handlebars back a little ways, like at this angle, coming off that, and she'll be good. Turn Bicycles. Go check out their website. So we filled the tire up. I don't know how much air pressure it has. It has more than enough. I think the brake might be rubbing a little bit, but yeah, I ain't gonna mess with it. It looks like it's okay. If it's rubbing bad enough, I'll do it out on the trail. It's adjusted right, so I'm not going to mess with it right now. It's about a half a lever pull. So the tools you needed, as a recap, you need a 4 millimeter Allen wrench, a pair of side cutters, or whatever you have to cut cables. I happen to use side cutters. You need a 18 millimeter wrench, tire, if you need a tire, or inner tube if you're replacing the inner tube, and that's about it. Where all this oil's coming from? Oh, it was already on there. Came from the compressor. I had oil leaking all over the place. It was overfilled, so I had to take some of the oil out, and then it made a mess. I need to get some dry sweep in there and put some dry sweep and get it cleaned up. So that being said, we're good to go. Bike's back to riding condition. New tires. We'll see how close the speedometer is. Let's get it off the rack. Put this over here out of the way. So, that being said, the bike is ready to go. It's ready to be put up for the winter if I so choose, because I don't think we're going to be doing any more camping in the trailer this year. I got it kind of washed up. I need to take a scrub brush to it and scrub the whole trailer. So if you're wondering about my bike stand. This is off Amazon. I don't even remember what it's called anymore. I wouldn't buy it again if I had to, because you've got a plastic T here that holds this on. It's not slid very high up right now, but this slides up, and you can make it taller or shorter that way. It needed to be taller today, but and then you have your adjustment handles for clamping the stems. These rubber pieces fell off, but they're plastic, they're not going to harm anything. But this piece right here needs to be made out of steel, and that, you can buy a piece just like this for the right size tube in a Home Depot or such, and it isn't going to be you're not going to be able to move it with the clamp like this, but you can move it by loosening the Allen or the screws that hooks it to the stem. Neighbor bought a Tesla, first electric car in the neighborhood. It comes with this. It's got a little magnetic deal. It comes with a front tire holder too, and I think I paid $70 for it because I didn't want to pay $130 or $40 for the home version of the park one, which I should have did, because this one is okay, but it's just okay. It makes it hard to pedal the bike when it's on the stand. Well, I'm going to call that a video. I'm going to go back in the house and drink some coffee. Hope y'all have a great day. Have any questions about the back tire change? Let me know.